Well, I've been into guns. I've been into firearms about 15 or 16 years. I'm a deer hunter, a bird hunter, target practice. I've done a little bit of metallic silhouette shooting. And then I met my partner, Bill Jonke, about 4 or 5 years ago. And it was just a natural progression for me. He said, well, have you ever fired a machine gun? And I said, no. And he said, well, okay. And my first try at it, I liked it. Like I say, it was just the next step.
This Memorial Day weekend is bringing a new and a very noisy tradition to the Texas Hill Country.
There has never, according to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms records, there has never been a crime committed with a registered machine gun. That's an incredible statistic. There's more than 250,000 registered machine guns in America.
If you have any frustrations to shoot out, the 4th annual machine gun shoot will be open until 6 tonight.
What we do at these formal organized shoots is we shoot at junk. I've got 8 car bodies coming out. People will bring old washing machines, hot water heaters. We don't shoot at paper because quite obviously we would be changing targets every 15 seconds, so we shoot at junk. Sometimes these things around the country are called junkyard shoots.
Well, we got one neighbor now who was here this morning taking the motor out of the car. He's got property back there in the back, saying he can't sell it on account of the rifle range. I said, well, that's your problem, not mine. I'm making my living here, you make your living. That's where you know how.
I have almost 100 registered shooters, about 40 gun show exhibitors. Last year we had a spectator attendance of about 1,000, and we've gotten a lot of media coverage this year. I don't think it would be out of line to say 2,000 or 3,000 people could show up.
And this weapon also is not really meant to be shoulder fired in this configuration. You sort of hold down about that.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and squeeze off around. A little lower.
Mark, shots for these are about $1 a shot. We bought 7,000 rounds.
This range out here at VILLARREA'S is really the only place equipped to shoot full auto. It's located in the foothills of the hill country, and it has all the natural berming that we'd need for this type of firing.
To get hold of a machine gun, you have to go through a fairly extensive FBI and open background check. Nobody gets hold of a registered machine gun without having their head on pretty straight.
Well, anyway, at any rate,
No, and we
we're
would need it.
perfectly safe. I mean, as far as safety goes,
We've had ballistic experts that Kay brought out and checked the range from here to this one house that's over 2 miles to the back. He said there's no way that...
and we had it surveyed by airplane.
And
That quote's suspect, by the way.
The one where she says she wants to take guns away so we can have a socialist state, basically.
Well, some have said that. I think what was really said, I think that's a distortion of a quote. I believe the quote was that if we could have she wanted a new social order, not a new socialist order. You know, it's people, they saw that she wanted to see a new social order where it was a society, quote, free of guns. I'm not sure that's going to solve anything, except perhaps make it easier for the next despot to come into power. So I have to respectfully disagree with Mrs. Brady. I stood up in the middle of the town meeting and I said, look, so if I go out of this town meeting, take the crowbar out of the back of my car, and go beat old Mohammed to death who's sitting down at the 7-Eleven Circle K, I might get 7 years in prison. He says, but for possessing this thing, they want to give me 10. I said, now please explain to me how that fits into any concept of Western justice.
So about 20 minutes, if you all wander down this way, we'll have some discussion before we start firing.
One of the local TV stations featured an exclusive story about a major bust on a convicted felon who was in possession of a small arsenal of weapons. And they showed the video of the bust, and the small arsenal of weapons consisted of a shotgun, a semi-automatic .22, and a revolver. Is that an arsenal? That's hardly a gun collection.
If they close down ranges or make it hard on ranges, people would just make it easy and have their shootouts downtown. I mean, they're lucky that they got us out here where they can come up here and unload their energy. And, you know, they get mad at something, they get their guns and come up here and unload with the machine guns or whatever they got. They're lucky to have us out here. Of course, a lot of people don't know it.
Our biggest consideration here with this is safety. When you go up to the line, you've got to go up to the line with a weapon that has got nothing in it. Not a magazine, not a bullet, not nothing. When you approach the line with your weapon, you have your mag in one hand, gun in the other. The only time a mag goes in and the gun is charged is when the muzzle is over that orange line. Please don't see if you can get your 1919 Browning to put a round over in San Marcos. Try to keep them here in Helotes, down at the end of the range.
Bill, mile and a half.
Mile and a half, okay.
That way.
That way. Now, nobody's going to be shooting that way. Right. Those of you that are down here at the left side of the line, try and address the targets that are way down range. Please don't go shooting for that Maytag washer down there, okay? Or that little brown car over there. Shoot at the junk that's down that way. Try and address those range limits that you'll see down there, left and right. Those are well within the safe parameters, but don't try and lob rounds out over the top of that berm down there, okay? If you want to come down and fondle a gun, you can come down and fondle mine, okay? My guns, that is.
Rifle. Did you shoot one during World War II?
Oh, yeah.
He was in World War II also. And, but he...
We had a kid in our outfit, went up to this foxhole and asked this guy, says, do you speak English? He says, no. I said, well, you never will. And he shot.
Oh my gosh.
This is a foxhole.
Well, was it the enemy? Was it the enemy?
Yeah. We just cleaning up the area, that get a whole bunch of guys and just kind of go and clean up the area and see what's up. You lay down at night, and someone would get in the chow line with you. Yeah, early in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, they get in the chow line with you. Them groups, we call them groups. But they have to lose nothing. Their life wasn't worth nothing.
Okay, you guys want to start? Go ahead.
Nothing like it, nowhere else, anywhere. It is nice. All kinds of guns, all kinds of people. Small, medium, and large. We got it made. And there's a nice cool breeze.
Try a little dirt on that, but don't try all those wood chips. They don't have a tendency to extinguish fire.
Looks like they're getting it out. No, I think you better get the water because there's so much wood chips in with that dirt.
There's probably, say, 3,500 Class 3 dealers in America. Another 2.5 or 300 Class 2 manufacturers. So that's 4,000 guys around the country that are interested enough to get the federal registration to deal this stuff. That's a fairly close-knit community in a country of 250 million people. So it's not that we all know each other, but we know of each other. And it just gets around. You may talk to somebody for years over the telephone or deals.
Never meet them.
And never meet. So these shoots are kind of a social occasion too. Well, like y'all found out last night. There's some socializing and stuff that goes on with this, and it's a chance to get together and, you know, I'll show you mine if you'll show me yours type thing, and do a little bit of showing off, a little bit of BSing, and lying about how good we are with our guns and everything, and just having a good time.
And these spring-loaded feed pawls will grab each round like that, and it keeps pulling them in like this. And every time one comes directly overhead and the one underneath fires, the bolt comes back. It pulls a live round out of the feed chute, back to the back. The empty drops out the bottom. Then the next round falls in front of the bolt face and slams forward into the chamber, and then the cycle will repeat. About 450 to 500 rounds a minute. It's really not very fast as far as machine guns go. These guns are about 600, 650 rounds a minute. That's the German belt-fed machine gun. That guy shoots at about 1,500 rounds a minute, so it's about 3 times as fast as these guns. That's why they call that Hitler's zipper. It sounds like a zip gun. But it's a lot of fun, that's for sure. It's just too bad it's too expensive. It costs bucks. Each one of these rounds for the 50 are about $1 a piece. These rounds, that's about 10 cents a piece, to give you an idea.
And that's a complex question. You'll see guys, I imagine, that like go to gun shows and will come out to a machine gun shoot, and to them it is just plain the thrill of pulling the trigger and imagining. I don't know, there's probably some of that. But there's a complex response to that kind of thing. Machine gunning is certainly a more esoteric weapon interest, for one thing. You know right away that you're dealing in a narrow band of equipment. It's not something broadly available, it's something limited to literally 250,000 or so units in the United States you can actually buy.
Second one's still over here. Is that 42 going to shoot today? That MG42?
Uh-huh.
Okay, put me on 42.
Your name is?
James Watson, I want to sign up and
Oh, I was going to say, I told you.
just about
Do I know your name? James
I'm real particular
Watson?
about what I shoot.
Who isn't? Give me $10. Take about an hour to get to your name. Okay?
All right.
Okay, then we're going to get you in order.
Are they nervous, you think, before they go?
Oh, sure, all little boys are. They're real intimidated about it. Their dads are the real trips. It's like they want to push Junior out there and have him do something great and grand, and sometimes Junior doesn't really care. You know, but once they get up there, they're kind of nervous and kind of shy about it. Then they get up there and they realize there's going to be a big guy there to help them through it. And then they're just the neatest little guys in the world.
Even the big boys get nervous.
Oh, yeah, the big boys are sometimes just as bad.
See that cavity looks like a pork chop? That's what fires the firing pin. The feeder is going to physically put a shell in it like this. It's not like a regular gun where it holds it there and you take it.
Right here in
That
this
don't
slot.
happen. It puts it in there because it's so fast. You can't rely on anything stripping and dropping in. When the feeder hands the shell off, it puts it in the lip. Says, here it is, take it. And it wraps around the bottom of it, and it's captured. Now, the whole bottom half of the bolt is the extractor lip. Government, this is the gun.
Yeah.
We had to make this. We made this from scratch. You gotta figure this cam, see, the bottom of that cam goes this way, but the rotation of the rotor goes this way. So when you cut the cam, the tool that it's in, the fixture, has to swing
Yeah, perfectly.
like this, right? The rotor's 3 prints, the housing is 7 prints.
I don't want to sit over there for 25 minutes. Is it going to be a short break, or should I wait?
It's a break suitable for going.
We just come back. Come right in.
All right. Nobody back there, so if they want to keep shooting, they can go ahead.
Well, but I want to be back there.
They'll be fine. We'll just go ahead and let them keep going. We can go back.
Well, no, but we take breaks every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes. So we're on our regular break.
But this lady is taking advantage of all of the noise and everything to come over here and plead this case that she's been emotionalizing for some time. We are not wholly convinced that there are rounds coming onto her property, or that there ever have been rounds coming onto her property. She may find some in deer season when guys are over there poaching, which is local custom out this way, I guess. But I doubt that anything's ever come over from this range.
Came down one count, almost hit her, and almost hit that other girl in the head.
A mile and a half.
Me too.
As the crow flies, in a direction that we are not firing. So, we shall see. This could be real exciting, guys.
Now, you're going to go over there while firing's going on, right?
Right, yeah. So you can start up, you know, Christine says
keep
it on...
ducking a lot while you're there. So, oh, wait a minute, I think maybe one's coming now.
Okay, I had been told that this is no longer open to the public, but I'm, you know...
During Easter it is, and
Only on Easter only.
Well, not only that, we have boarders out here, and we have people that ride their horses out here. They can ride all over this 1,200 acres. Goes all the way back up this direction and back that direction.
No one's riding today?
Well, regardless, I was back here and I heard some stuff come over the top.
Okay, no, I just asked. No one's riding
no,
today?
No one's riding today, not today.
Well, I wish I'd have brought my map, because I don't know exactly where I am.
over the hill.
Rodney, you can tell her where VILLARREAL'S is.
We can walk a straight line and I will run right into it.
Near impossible for a bullet.
Did you pick up the bullet?
No, I'm not going to pick up the bullet.
I'm
not going to stick around here and look around for one.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, to me, that seems like a little irate question, okay?
Well, I'm 7 weeks pregnant.
Well, honey, I'm sorry.
There's not a sufficient backstop at that place.
Well, I'm all for weapons and guns and all that other stuff, but I figure if you want to shoot 50 caliber machine gun, let's go to Kuwait and have a party over there.
What we always hear from him is that, well, if somebody gets shot and gets killed, I have insurance. That's what we hear. I have insurance.
You're going to need a little bit more than insurance. You're going to need a nice little cell to put his little butt in.
Well, I just wondered how often, you know, y'all use this, because this is not a habitat, you know,
well,
habitat
regardless
area.
whether we use it once a week or once a month, when someone gets hit with a bullet, they're hit with a bullet.
Okay, I was just wondering why you were here, because you knew that the machine gun shoot was going on.
Well, we was planned a party out here.
Even though you knew you had been having problems?
There's always people up there with machine guns.
We're trying to stop him from that, or, you know, make some kind of sufficient backstop.
We're not against him shooting the guns. We're just out to have it controlled, that's all.
Yeah. Well, they just, you know, spend a lot putting up more berms and stuff. I mean, I don't know.
I know you're going to get a few ricochets.
But it only takes one ricochet to kill someone, obviously.
Joe, all the big, heavy weapons that'll climb real bad, we got all them tied down this year because, you know, on account of this before, you know, all the shooting. But all the big stuff that can climb is tied down.
We've got a very restricted area.
Like I'm saying, we're not saying that it's not coming over here. We're just here to check it out, you know.
Y'all just need a place to shoot too, but when it's endanger somebody else, there is a law against that. But it's kind of hard to prove when it's like here.
Well, what's killing us now is the water flowing. The water, you can't
Here went one.
Look, damn, that son of a bitch hit the tree. You hear it hit the tree? Yeah. Sure did. That son of a bitch hit the tree.
Let's go, right now.
It hit the tree right there.
I know, I heard it.
Did y'all hear that?
You hear me, Zip?
Let's get out of
Man, right on the
That's how much took them leaves down, didn't it?
Yeah, my heart is just going to.
Yeah.
Should be coming over.
Yeah, but how high? I hear them, but I don't know how high they are.
That's because when they start rocking and rolling, they start coming up.
Yeah, we got all the...
I believe what we're hearing is ricochets, right? Okay. And again, 75 to 90% of the energy is expended.
That's probably somebody shooting
Yeah,
back
but
their way.
you don't think that bullet right there could hit you and kill you?
It's going to drop you.
I don't know how high that is. I don't know. I'm not the
Regardless of
expert.
the height. If one hit just like that tree right over here, you don't think that would kill you?
I don't know, and I'm not trying to avoid.
Well, regardless.
Well, lady, I guarantee you.
If it hits me,
I'm going to be pissed.
No, man, you're working pretty hard right now.
You yourself said this was a beautiful spot, and it is. But we can't enjoy it because y'all have a machine gun shoot, or...
But it's not only them.
We don't
We're
care.
not-
I know, that's what I'm
Machine gun shoot,
saying.
As long as we don't have those bullets coming in here.
Okay, are y'all not coming back to this area?
Well, we'll be here.
Well, I mean, this area here.
Well, we had organized a picnic to come back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Well,
We'll invite the news stations to come back here and picnic with us.
Y'all have a nice day now, you hear?
Well, if your car is there, you're standing there, and obviously you never got hurt, and you were there for
there's a tent
then
pavilion
there's
over
got
there.
to be something else going on.
Greg?
I think so. I think it's BS. I don't think there's a problem except that they make it.
The only other thing
All weapons secured at the line, all weapons secured on tables. This is a ceasefire. We are going to take about a 15-minute bathroom at Central break. We're going to come back for our final round of shooting before we do the nighttime tracer shoot. This is going to be a short break. We're going to try and get everybody else that's waiting to shoot down here at this end a chance to shoot before we take our final break for the evening. So we'll make this one quick. I have got 5:13 Rolex watch time, so let's come back at 5:30, okay?
Do you think you get a fair shake as a responsible gun owner from the mass public?
Not really. Not,
Right now I'm working for
a lot of them. The other gun owners, yes.
I'll give you my address.
The legislation's always trying to disarm the public. You know, the Constitution says we got the right to keep them around. They just make it read the way they want it to read.
Good job. I can see your name up here.
Toby Mills.
T-O-B-Y.
B-Y.
M-I-L-L-S? And what do you do for a living?
What's called a nut goodie. Technician. Will that work?
Yeah.
You've got some. Did you get in the gunpowder? Did you shoot?
Yeah.
See, and you like to shoot too, and here you are trying to make me look out like a
No,
bad
I'm
guy.
just trying to give you the perception, you know.
Yeah.
That they really do. I covered the NRA convention, and it's really sad what people think. They associate guns with violence and death. And y'all are probably the most responsible.
I mean, you know, we're trying to be safe here. You know, we don't, you know, we don't allow anybody to get wild with this stuff. You can't be too safe with a weapon. You know, you can't be. There's no way. We like to stress safety first.
NBC is called and wanted the story, and they're like, shoot machine guns? Makes sense.
Tell them they can own your story for just a fraction of the retail cost.
Oh yeah, it's real quiet time, real quiet.
First we have the Annihilator. Annihilator is our company name for the high explosive round. Neat thing about explosive ammo is that upon hitting the target, it detonates. It creates its own energy. It doesn't matter how much it weighs or what kind of velocity it hits at. It creates its own energy when it hits. Plus, if you miss a target in a home defense situation and hits the wall, it blows apart, so only little pieces would come through the wall and not have a chance to kill anybody in the next room.
That's a ceasefire on the range. The range is closed for the evening. From what I've seen, it appears to be clear under the top of the burn. Some of those may well be bullets. A lot of that is airborne tracer material. When it floats, it is tracer material flying out of the back of the cartridge, or out of the back of the bullet. Please make sure all weapons are clear. We're going to secure the line and lock it down. Thank you. We're going to begin today's course of fire. You folks might be interested to know that we were able to work things out with the neighbors to some degree. They are not going to be using this back part of their property today that's over this far berm, but we would still ask that you pay attention to keep rounds from going over the top of that berm. There really isn't any reason. There's nothing out there to shoot at, and it's just good neighbor policy. You see a lot of ladies at this kind of thing. A lot of ladies want to get on the line. It's a male sport. You know, it's always male-oriented, or has been. That doesn't mean that women aren't welcome, you know, especially women with a lot of money. I mean, it's wonderful.
How expensive is it?
Very.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey, you know. The low-end gun out there is about $500 or $600. The normal gun's probably $1,500 to $3,500 or $4,000, and the top weapon out there is over $60,000. It's a lot of money. The care and feeding is a lot of money. You know, some folks put a whole lot of their net income into dealing with their weapons. That doesn't make them Rambo or crazy either. It just means that they have a really specific area of interest. It requires a lot of financial support.
It's fun. It's just your biggest advocates, or the biggest people, your liberals that won't want you to shoot them and can't understand why. When they start shooting them, you see this little grin start sneaking out of their mouth because it's just, I don't know how you can explain it. I play tennis, I swim, I ski, I scuba. I've been over in Europe and Canada and all around, and I have people all throughout the world that write and have one of our products of some sort.
It was like you bowled about a 189, you quit.
And to be able to live in a place where you can pay and go and buy this kind of things, it's a great privilege, and it's a lot of fun. It really is, and we enjoy it. We just flat enjoy it. You only hear the bad. You only see the bad. On TV you do. You see the bad things on TV. Kids see people shot one week and they're up the next week walking around, and how can a kid know the difference unless a parent sits home and says, this is not a toy. You don't pick it up and look at it. It's real. It can hurt people. It can hurt things. But it can also be fun if we use it fun. Back in the Civil War days when the kids used to go out and hunt and do all that's what they had. And they never had that problem. So it all comes back to how you're raised. And if you're raised right and you follow the proper procedures, why shouldn't we have one?
Why do you like them, Pat?
I like them because they give me a boner.
New York, after the beach.
All right. A little down the front.
When you pick up one of these weapons, you're picking up, in many cases, a piece of American history. And I don't mean that to sound, kind of silly or anything. It really is a piece of American history. Some of those guns out there have been responsible for the deaths of other human beings in war situations. A lot of them have been. That doesn't mean that the guy that gets one today and owns that gun in Ohio or Pennsylvania or someplace is a war monger at all. He's got something that was used in this country preserving our rights and our freedoms and those of other people around the world. You can go to a museum and see that kind of stuff. It's really something when you can bring that kind of stuff home and once in a while haul it out to the range and shoot it just like it was being shot in 1944 in Guadalcanal or someplace. That's American history.
It is exciting. I don't think you can have anything more exciting with your pants on. Shooting off one of those babies.
See yours? It go off right there. Yep. It just blow this part up. Mine a little bit up here. And Rick right here. See yours now the timing problem. Rick maybe because his third round to blow up. Maybe timing problem. This can't be timing. Mine can't be timing. I run 100 rounds through it. Put another bell on. The third round. Boom.
So if I put $1,500 into this gun, then I get it back up to shape?
Yeah.
Would it be a keeper still?
Yeah. I should. I would keep it.
Oh, I believe you. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's unreasonable stuff. I would not want to listen to this shit across the road from me. If I didn't like it, I would certainly be complaining loudly and wrongly.
If bullshit was music, they'd have a brass band.
Think they're gonna have the shooting here next year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They went out shaking hands. So I guess everything's all right.
There had been a complaint, and that somebody in Gray Forest said that a round had struck a fence, and he was upset about it, and that was it, and that we could go ahead and shoot a little more, but they didn't want to hear any 50 cal, and that everything else was okay, and you know, he liked your daddy and everything, had known him for years. It was Manuel Quintanilla's kid. He's been a deputy sheriff for years. Manuel Quintanilla's son. He's about our age. You don't know him? Anywho,
He was the complainant?
no, he was a police officer out here.
Oh.
He's a sergeant. Guy with black hair right there.
Oh,
Somebody in Gray Forest was making this complaint.
Oh, but he didn't give you a name.
No, he didn't. He didn't say who it was. And he was just going to write up a report on it. There wasn't any major problem out of it. He was real nice about it. What's going on lately with all the anti-gun stuff, I think was contributory to the position that these folks that you met were taking. I think it was. I don't know. We've never had any real big problems at all with this. It's always been positive PR. Folks that don't even like guns will find their way out here and start shooting and have a good time and be totally surprised that machine guns aren't sinister. So I think this year went okay. It's just fine. We certainly had as many or more people than we've ever had. So we'd counted a good year.
Hill Country Machine Gun Shoot-In Show is usually a peaceful weekend affair, if you can stand all the noise from the shooting, that is, but that wasn't the case this year.
I think what we want to have next year is a little more stability in terms of establishing our firing line. We want to have a firing line that doesn't include unintentional downrange targets who are going to call up and express their annoyance. So next year we're going to have a place that we won't have this kind of problem at. We don't have it in hand at present, but we're going to be looking for it. We'll find someplace. Buy it, borrow it, whatever.
This year, the police chief in nearby Gray Forest says he's investigating 5 reports of near misses from the Hill Country shoot. 2 of those near misses apparently involved children. Gray Forest resident George Mabry says several bullets hit his truck on Saturday.
Stick them in there in time.
My dad lives in Gray Forest over there.
First, but I gotta put that big
Toby said he'd come up there and 2 Bear County sheriffs come sliding in. It's got a hole in the windshield and a dash. And I'm up here shooting a gun.
You trouble? Across the headache rack?
Am I in trouble? I don't think I started shooting till after it happened.
You hope.
I don't know. What can I say? Accidents happen.
It's like one of our regular shooters. He's been to every shoot since the first one in 1988. He says it's like stamp collecting, just a whole lot noisier.
Well, I've had complaints from 5 miles away on the Quinnipiac. The head of the household was my daughter's schoolmate. He said, no harm done, you know, but it did come real close. Channel 12, my friend said that Bill said he wasn't going to have it here anymore. Well, that's good. As far as I'm concerned, I don't need to worry.
Yeah.
If they're not going to supervise it the way it should be, well, I don't need to worry, and I don't need a suit. So far, no one's been hurt. I mean, a tree, a car, windshield can be replaced, but you cannot replace a life. And I would not want to be part of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad that no one was hurt.